on Monday, two friends that, well, two colleagues that I follow on Twitter lost their dad, and they were tweeting about that. But they were also tweeting that they were having a hard time sharing. I was thinking about the text that you sent on on Monday when you found the boys on the roof, and um, and just how when I was sharing about you finding the boys on the roof, when I was sharing that with the other staff members, how they were concerned about the boys' safety, and I just felt really honored that the boys had done that. I should go back and tell this story for those of you who don't know the backstory. On about 3 weeks ago, I was at one of your soccer games. Yeah, and one of the parents was sharing about the tuition costs and residence fees, and I hadn't anticipated that they would be half of my monthly income. And we always begin every day with story. And that day, the next morning, I had to sit up on the counter, and I was almost in tears, stressed out about how I would pay for your post-secondary. And in the room, in our home room, kids are really quiet. They really listened. They listened to my tears. They know how much I want to send you to school. They know that I won't buy you a car, even though you just got your driver's license, because that money has to go to post-secondary. Brown eyes. And how I want so much for you to finish your post-secondary not in debt, like your mom. So, though we've had a bunch of snow, feet and feet of snow, and it's all sitting on our roof. When on Sunday, when the thaw began and the water poured into your library, onto your beautiful books, and into the journal bucket. Monday morning, when I shared the story of the leak with the kids, they heard that too. And I sent an email. No, I think I called Dad and told him about the leak, and he said that he would call a roofer and get a roofer to come and repair the leak, or not repair the leak, but take care of the snow, shovel the snow off the roof. Monday was student-led conversation day, so I knew I was there till 10 o'clock, and I couldn't get back into town to get in touch with the roofer. But what I didn't know was that the kids were really listening to that story. Dad's been sick, in and out of the hospital, almost the same age as Alec and George's dad. And my kids know that. They know how important Dad is to us. Yeah. Last year was his last year joining us for outdoor ed field trips, and that last bundle of wood that he made for fire making was the last time that he could do that. I can't remember how many life lessons the kids have learned by going over and shaking Dad's hand.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those campfire stories.
Most important thing.
I can't believe Dad told you that story about backing up into that tree. I never knew that story.
He just wanted to go on a date with a girl.
I know, and you know what? He told the 9s and 10s last year about taking pop bottles off the back of a truck with those years that he was living on his own in high school. I never knew that story. You know, he saved that for them.
What story?
Well, he was on his own, you know, because he put himself through high school. He lived on the streets, and he. You know what? You might have to get Tyrell to tell you this story. But he was the Coke truck was open, and he really wanted some pop, and he took a tray of pop out of the back of a Coke truck, and he really wanted it, and so he and his friends could have some pop, but he put it back after. But the first time I heard that story was around the campfire by the boys. Dad didn't tell me that story.
I didn't know that.
Neither did I. I mean, how many stories do I not know?
Oh.
Yeah. But they listened, you know, on Monday when I was so stressed out about how much it would cost for the roofers to come and shovel off the snow. So when I had your message, so there they were, and all of them had student conferences after 6 o'clock, because I had the younger kids first, scheduled in for those who have siblings. And so there they were. One of them down at the coffee house setting up art, and 3 of them up on the roof. Have no idea how they hauled a ladder 37 kilometers east, but they did, up on the roof shoveling. And then later when they discovered the ice jam, going and getting salt to toss up there. And I just think there are 5 of them, you know, that say to me all the time, 5 of those young men that say, okay, they're not young men, they are men becoming, that say often that they will take care of us. And I think how much the family that I live alongside has been created by the stories that Dad has given to us and that he shares with them. And I'm thinking about the family, my online family, and I'm thinking about you, Brown Eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about Dad's, and all the times that Dad has sat around a campfire with me and listened, like those boys listened. And how they just went there without even telling, and then without even saying anything to me, they came here and they shoveled snow off the roof, and they didn't say anything to you, and then they zoomed back in their trucks and showed up at conference and didn't say a word to me. They did it out of love. They did it because we have built a family. We have created a family, and we will maintain that family. And we have left nothing unsaid.
No.
No. Albert would want that, wouldn't he? Leave nothing unsaid. I love you, Brown Eyes.